Depending on what brand you choose, I would do a lot of Google searching. We call it precedent research. So any sort of images that kind of represent that brand or what their design styles are like would be precedents, which might be even helpful to show on your boards.
What could we do with that space? Could it be two-story space, like double-deck space? You know, the observation platform. You know, maybe look up to it. You know, it could be some sort of this drone landing pad. Could be this island up in the sky that these things are coming into, or something, right? So it's not to say that it's wrong, but like, you know, when you have these things in the floor plan, it's because you kind of work your way backwards into it. So now work your way outside into it, and figure out how.
You have to look at plan, section, and elevation at the same time. It's really like twisting a Rubik's Cube, you know, and you work back and forth from one. You may start out in plan, and you might come to a dead end here. You might say, well, I really don't know what to do next. Okay, look at the problem literally from a different angle. Look at it as a section or an elevation. The other part is to, you know, show more context. So we had the street sidewalk going along here. There's a building next to it. It's probably a 3-story or a 2-story building as well. And then your site is right here. And then eventually over here, you've got, you know, single family houses that are over this direction. So now you're drawing it from this perspective and kind of wanting to fit in something, you know, right there. So kind of work back and forth from the plan to the section to the elevation and back.
Buildings will have what you call like the aha moment or the crown jewel of the building. Sometimes right when you walk in the front door, you can say, wow, that's the space. Sometimes you check in, get back, and you get up to the roof deck and you say, wow, that's the space. So you just consider if that's your aha, your wow moment. Think about the experiential discussion, how a person gets to it, what they see along the way, and what you want them to feel if they totally get to that spot.
Things about sort of the biggest, widest, most general lens, and then slowly kind of refine it and get closer. This is your front row seat with all the detail, the articulation. This is a couple rows back. This is towards the back. This is nosebleeds, balcony. Those people still understand the overall concept. And I think there's ways to do that with this site. If it's a layering system or if it's a general partie, somebody driving by on the freeway should be able to see with the site, the context, what the general idea is doing. They probably won't see all the detail that went into it. They might pick up on circulation. They should be able to see massing, configuration, but they'll definitely see that. So try and think about it more as observing your concept. Sort of from the freeway was completely intentional because of the fact that you're driving by it 60 miles an hour. You're not going to pick up on all those little things, but that person should still understand, probably down to the circulation and definitely the massing and configuration, but at the very least the concept. So, you know, as it gets closer to your little details, people experience it on different levels.
If this is a little street front here, you know, an old-fashioned street front, you've got a nook at the first level with some product that's displayed in there, or the mannequin, or the posters that are in there. And then you've got this canopy here, and it's got some letters up here. And that's this little nook in here that person is really for this person standing right there to engage with. This canopy with the sign is really for these people to engage with. And in a lot of buildings, they'd have this kind of sign up here on the top with this kind of scaffold behind it. And that's for this person, you know, to engage with or a block away. So if you're right up in front of this thing, you're not even going to know that's there unless you saw it when you're approaching.
The stairways are awesome, right? It's like this. It could be this super sculptural thing. You could like, if you Google like cool stairways, you can find 40,000 like wild ways to make a stair, and some of them will be shaped just like that. And so I'm not even saying that that's wrong, but don't miss out on an opportunity to really make that stairway an interesting piece of this person's experience, of your visitor's experience, because it could be a really powerful portion.